Hey guys, Tom with BuyMeAniPhone.com back at you today, and as you can see, we've got a full body screen install for you today. Okay, I want to thank the folks over at BodyGuardz for sending out the full body protection for the iPad 2, and we're going to install and review this today. So a couple of points to point out about the full body protection with the BodyGuardz. Number one, it is fully compatible with the smart covers, so you're not going to have to worry about that. And it is $29.95. You get a front and a back, and here is the front, here is the back. Okay, and I'll show you a little bit about these holes that I put here in a second. Okay, and then you've got your and you've got your two things of adhesive solution, so solution, installation solution I'm going to call it. And I'm going to grab my trusty dusty library card too. Although the BodyGuardz card is nice, I'm going to grab my library card. The BodyGuardz, again, the full body protection for the iPad 2, $29.95. You get a front, a back, you get two things of solution, and you get your squeegee, which I love BodyGuardz squeegee, but frankly, it's a little superstition on my part to have our library card. So let's kind of go over prep. First, you want to make sure that the back of your BodyGuardz is nice and clean. Hey, second, you want to do kind of an initial lineup. Now, as you can see, I have two pieces of blue painter's tape here. And the reason I did that is this design of the iPad is a little bit different from the first iPad, whereas the speaker and the 30-pin dock connector are actually kind of on the back of the iPad. So I don't know if that's going to lend to having water or some of the residual water go into the speaker hole or the 30-pin dock connector. Here on the original iPad, not a problem. As you can see, I still have my BodyGuardz on the back here, but it was not a problem because you were able to kind of catch the water before it went in there. And it's not a lot of water, guys, but it's a drop or two, and those holes are so small you don't want to get them in there. So anyway, just a little precaution. We haven't done this on an iPad 2, so we're kind of taking that as what it is. You don't have to put this painter's tape on there. I just did to see kind of how it goes. Now, one thing I do wish, okay, that not only BodyGuardz but all these skin protectors did was, I wish the back of the film was cut out with the little cutouts here for all the spots. For example, the volume rocker, the switch, the camera hole, the headphone jack, because what it would do is it would allow me to kind of eye this up a little bit before I got started and kind of give an idea on how far up or down I need to be. Just give me kind of a better idea on where I need to place this. I'm not sure if they can do this in the manufacturing process or not, but it would be nice. So that's one of the things that is kind of on my wish list. Okay, anyway, let's kind of get started. Okay, first, as you know, you want to wipe down the back of your iPad. I have done that already. Okay, then you want to make sure that you wash your hands, keep all the oils and greases off it. And we're going to do the back first. So we're going to take the back, and we are going to prime the pump a little bit here, and we are going to spray our fingers. Okay, you want to spray your fingers, get them nice and wet so you don't get any fingerprints on your BodyGuardz. Now what we're going to do is we are going to peel off the BodyGuardz, and I would probably suggest going from the bottom, because as you can see, because of the curved design of the iPad, it does have those couple little tabs there. Okay, so peel it off. Be very careful not to let it go back on itself, because once it folds back on yourself, you're kind of in the doghouse there. So peel it off, nice and easy. Okay, and put it on your hand just like that. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to spray this pretty liberally. Okay, we're not going to be shy with this solution. Okay, don't worry about having too much solution, and I'm sorry if I'm not in camera, guys, but I'm going to spray this on here. You'll be squeegeeing all this solution out, and it'll dry over 24 to 48 hours, so don't be shy with it. That's why they give you two. Okay, if you have any drips, let the drips fall down. Okay. And I got a little bit on here, so we're gonna kind of just wipe that off. Really don't even need to wipe that off. There's just gonna get wet anyway. And then we're gonna take this and kind of flip it over. Now the nice thing about the wet applies, guys, is that they're pretty forgiving. You know, you can kind of reposition them a couple times. I'm gonna line up this camera hole, see if I can't get that camera hole perfect, and then work my way down. We're pretty good. I think we're pretty close. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of squeegee out all the excess water. Okay, now don't worry about the edges quite yet. Let's just get the middle done. Okay, and then we'll worry about the edges sticking down. Now, you're going to notice we're going to have to kind of work these edges down a little bit because this is a curved unit, remember? Okay, and as you know, on the first iPhone, okay, the BodyGuardz as well as other protectors, okay, had a little bit of a challenge on the curved parts of the unit. So as you can see right here, that little curved part is not staying down right away. So what we're going to do is we're going to squeegee this out. And then we're going to work on the curved sections. Okay, we're going to have to kind of let it tack up a little bit. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to work on these corners a little bit. You guys don't really need to sit here and watch me hold this stuff. And then we'll be back and we'll show you the whole kit and caboodle all done. Okay guys, so we'll be back in a second. Okay guys, so we're back. We kind of piddled around a little bit with these corners. The corners, typically you put your hand over the corner like this, hold it down, but frankly I don't have that patience. So what I did is I busted out the handy dandy Helen of Troy ceramic blow dryer. I pushed them down a little bit. I used a little bit of the hair dryer action. I used it on medium heat, on high blower, and it was able to tack up these corners. So as you can see, these corners are pretty good now, and let's see if we can't focus this up a little bit. Okay, the corners are all down, and the camera hole, I'm a little bit off on the camera hole, but not too bad all in all. Okay, this corner, as you can see, is pretty good. Okay, let's focus that up there. Okay, you can see the corner, the SIM card tray. Okay, this other corner down here, pretty good. And as you can see, there is a little bit of a space there. It's not all the way down to the bottom, and that's probably me. That's probably user error on installation. Okay, the port and the speaker, let's have the focus up on the speaker here. There we go. Speaker looks great. You know, the cutout is perfect. Okay, let's go over to this side. As you can see, I am a little bit high, but I think that's, you know, a millimeter, you know, maybe 2 at the most. So I think it's a pretty good install so far, and of course I'm not in frame there. Okay. But as you can see, you know, right by there, I probably could have gone down another millimeter, 2 millimeters, maybe 3. So the back looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. We're going to squeegee out a couple of more kind of short pieces of, not pieces of anything, a couple of short bubbles, and we're going to get that out. This will dry up in 24 to 48 hours. All the bubbles will be gone. On the back, it looks pretty good because of aluminum anyway. So let's move over to the front, and we're going to get the front going. As you can see, there's fingerprints galore here already, so we're going to grab our OmniCleans, and we are going to clean up the front of the iPad. So clean that up really nice. And guys, so far what I've noticed with the white iPad is that it's a little bit hard to see where you're putting screen shields or protective coverings when you are installing them because of the white on the border. I'm not sure why, but it is a little bit harder. So we're going to clean up the screen here. We've got the screen pretty much cleaned up. It looks pretty good. And then we're going to grab our front BodyGuardz. Again, you want to make sure that you wet your fingers all. Okay, here is the home button. Let's focus up on the home button. And then there's a spot for the FaceTime camera and the front facing camera. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off the BodyGuardz. Okay, one more wipe here. As you can see, the OCD is kicking in. Okay, the nice thing about the front facing camera on the iPad 2 is it kind of gives you 2 points of reference. Okay, with the first iPad, there was only 1 point of reference. It was the home button. So you were only able to kind of line up the home button, and you were kind of at the mercy of how the BodyGuardz laid to get up to the top. With the front facing camera at the top of the iPad 2, you kind of have 2 points of references. So basically, if you line up the bottom correctly and you line up the top correctly, everything in the middle is going to be fine. So looks like we've got all the lint off here, and we are going to squirt our finger so we don't get any fingerprints on the BodyGuardz. So a couple squeezes here, prime that pump. And then we're going to take the BodyGuardz off the backing. Okay, and again, don't let the BodyGuardz fold over on itself, otherwise you're up the creek. Okay, and again, guys, they give you 2 bottles of this solution for a reason. Do not be shy with this solution. Okay, you may use a lot of solution and it may look really cloudy at the beginning, but trust me, after 24 to 48 hours, you know, sometimes 72 hours, it will clear up and it'll look great. So as you can see, I've got all my solution on my BodyGuardz, and we are going to kind of start with the install now. Okay guys, so we've pretty much done the install of the front. As you can see, you know, there's a couple of bubbles here, and there is a lot of cloudiness. Now, do not panic on the cloudiness, guys. Do not worry. 24 to 72 hours, all this cloudiness will go away. It'll be crystal clear. I know that our OCD kicks in, and you're probably just going to want to say, forget this and take it off. But trust me, if you wait, all that will go away and it'll look perfect. Did it on my first iPad, it'll do it on the iPad 2. Pretty much does it with anything that you put a wet apply on. But as we boot it up, you'll be able to see that even now, it doesn't look too bad. Okay, but I know that you're going to be worried about this cloudiness. So I'm working out just a couple of the extra bubbles that I see around the edge while we wait for the iPad 2 to boot up. Once it boots up and it's not a black screen, it looks pretty good. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, but you will see some of the moisture underneath. And don't worry, it'll clear up in 24 to 72 hours. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of chill out, and we're going to let this cure, so to speak. And we will come back in 24 to 72 hours, and we'll show you how it looks when it's all done. So hang tight, we'll be right back. Okay guys, so here we are 48 hours back after we have installed the BodyGuardz on the iPad 2, and it looks phenomenal. The back is just unbelievably clear. The front, fantastic. If you turn it off, you can see there is one little corner here that still needs to cure. But again, this was 48 hours. They recommend 24 to 72 hours. When you turn it on, phenomenal. Okay, it does not feel sticky, like there's a piece of plastic on there. There is no orange peel whatsoever. It looks super crystal clear, and I'm just really tickled with how this came out. This is just a phenomenal product. As you guys know, I love BodyGuardz' products anyway. What is going to pain me is I know I'm going to have to do a bunch of other installs and screen shield reviews. I'm going to have to end up taking this off to do those reviews, but that's kind of name of the game. Just to show you guys how it works with the smart cover. Hey, here we go. We're going to pop the smart cover on, and there we go. Okay, there's no problem with the magnets with the smart cover, no problem whatsoever. And with the BodyGuardz on, it still sleeps and wakes. Okay, so it still sleeps and wakes just fine. So if you have any questions, guys, let me know. Okay, it's Tom Moshe at BuyMeAniPhone.com. Again, the BodyGuardz for full body protection for your iPad 2, $29.95, comes with a lifetime warranty. If it ever scratches, dings, chips, whatever on your BodyGuardz, just send it back and they'll send you a new one. Follow us on Twitter. It's twitter.com/buymeaniphone. You want to follow me personally, it's twitter.com/nerfsqueezer. So guys, highly recommended the BodyGuardz full body protection for the iPad 2. Phenomenal product. Again, crystal clear. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it as always. If you have any questions, let me know. And we'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, have a great day.